The world woke up last night. I've seen this. I've known about it. I've done, I believe it's 8 videos on artificial intelligence. I did my first video on February the 8th, 2019. I introduced you to Amy Webb on May the 18th, 2020. I explained to you what was going to happen and how artificial intelligence was going to change the world and how our economy is going to change dramatically. Well, last night, the CEO of Nvidia, Jason Huang, explained his relationship with Microsoft and what they were going to do with ChatGPT and how Bing was going to change and how this would probably eliminate thousands of jobs, hundreds of thousands of jobs in anything within the company that is not producing earnings, not producing sales. This is a revolutionary change, and it's about to happen, and you need to understand it.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
So how is it you come on to an earnings call and don't just read it, go and listen to it on Seeking Alpha and listen to the enthusiasm in these people's voice when they talk about OpenAI and Bing and how it's going to revolutionize our world, our workforce, and how we approach business in the future. How then can they then turn around and tell us that their revenues were down 21%, their gross margins were down about 1%. Their operating expenses were up 23%. Their net income was down 35%. And yet the stock is up 15% today. Why? Because they explained in words that these people on Wall Street could understand of what AI is all about and how it's going to change the world. How you will be able to go into Bing and ask a question. You will get search, and then over on the side, you will be able to type in your questions further. Then you will be able to say, now, write me a brief on this that I can send to my client, so-and-so, and print it out for me. This is what he would have done, this executive would have done when he sat down with his staff and said, do the research on this subject and then write a brief and send it to my 15 clients. That's what would have happened, but based on what we learned yesterday, it's all going to be done by Bing. Now, is this profitable? I learned this yesterday. I learned that the most profitable business on the earth today is Google search. Yeah, the most profitable business today on this earth is Google search. And Bing just stepped in and said, we're going to do it one better. We're going to do it one better. Now, how are they able to do this better? Nvidia. Why Nvidia? Because in order to react to you on Bing, you need quickness. You need to go through all the data in the world, search it, and come back with an answer. Not in 15 minutes, but 15 seconds. And in order to do that, you need the fastest chip in the world. Well, there's only one. And who do you think owns it? Nvidia. Why is that? Why do they? Because they have specialized in gaming. And when a kid takes up his gun and pulls the trigger, he needs a bullet to move. He needs to run down this alley. He needs to see, and it has to be highest resolution. There's only one person, one company that makes that chip. Nvidia. Now, they're all going to scramble to make that chip, And who makes the machines that makes those chips? You know, those machines that are the size of a semi-truck that are made over in the Netherlands, and that's a company by the name of ASML, also their ticker symbol, which I just bought this morning because Intel, Advanced Micro Devices, they all woke up this morning and said, holy shit, this world is changing. Our chips can't do what they need to do. We need to move upgrade like Nvidia to be in this game. So who do you think's phone is ringing this morning? ASML. And who do you think is calling? Advanced Micro Devices. Who do you think else? Intel. Get us into this game because this game is going to change the world. Now, if you're a secretary or you're a clerk, you better learn this system. I just look at it in my business. I do videos. I sit down and I say, okay, I just learned this about, I listened last night to Nvidia's call. This is what I need to do. I will go to Bing and I will say, go review the call and write me a script for my video. It will write me a script. And then I will say, now draw me a picture, create me a picture that I can use as the thumbnail based on these keywords and the best thumbnail you can produce for me. It will produce it for me. I will then say, now, go to my avatar, that's this guy here, and put these words in his mouth so that my viewers don't know that it's an avatar. They think it's me. It has all these, hand movements and everything in the video. That's what's going to happen. Is that going to happen in 10 years? No. It's going to happen in 10 months. And who's going to lead it? Nvidia, ASML, Microsoft. Now, where are they going to get all this data that they're going to feed me? Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Do you think Google's just going to sit back and let this happen? No. They introduced, what was the name of it? Brad, just a couple of weeks ago. Brad had some problems, but do you think based upon what you know and based upon the fact that Google already controls 90% of the search, do you think they're just going to lay down? I'll bet your ass that this today, after they listened, not they read, they listened to Nvidia's call and go to Seeking Alpha and listen to it. I'll bet you that everybody that has anything to do with Brad has already listened to that call and is already planning their strategy to compete with Bing. Now, how does that relate to you? You need to understand this. You need to read Amy Webb's book. You need to read The Age of AI by Henry Kissinger and Eric Schmidt. I told you about this a year ago. If you didn't read it, shame on you. And if you haven't read The Big Nine, shame on you. I have been telling you about this, as I said, since February the 8th, 2019. How many years ago was that? I think it was 4 years ago. Now, maybe I was early to the dance, but I got the best girl on the floor now because I own these stocks. I've held them, and I'm going to make $1 million off them. And the other side of it, I have told you about genome sequencing. I have told you about genome editing. Have you read The Editing of Humanity? Have you read the Code Breaker? Do you understand this stuff so that you can become a multimillionaire just like me? Okay, that's what I do. That's how I approach investing. I do not give a damn about interest rates, inflation, even the housing market. I don't care, because what I heard last night on my Seeking Alpha replay of the quarterly profits call changed the world. And I understood it because I've been studying this now for 4 years. Welcome to my world. We'll talk about this again, I'm sure.